In Northwest news, fire officials say the abundance of smoke in central Washington is good news. The smoke is due to progress being made cleaning up the Colocum Tarps fire that has burned more than 125 square miles west of Quincy. Fire spokesman Peter Franson says firefighters have been burning fuel inside the fire lines. He says conditions were good again today and continued the work. This means residents in the Columbia Basin can expect lots more smoke. Franson says firefighters have about a mile of the fire line left to build around the huge wildfire, with most of their work focused on the west side of the fire. A federal judge has sided with a coalition of 17 Idaho news organizations in denying a request by a private prison operator to seal whatever it wants in a lawsuit filed by inmates. U.S. District Judge Edward Lodge issued an order yesterday scaling back the expansive protection orders sought by the Corrections Corporation of America, Idaho's private prison contractor. Earlier this year, the company's attorneys sought permission to seal a wide range of court records on grounds it needed to hide certain information from public view for security and privacy reasons. The media coalition includes the Associated Press, and iFIBER One News is a member of the Associated Press. Turning to a story from the international desk, people required to use wheelchairs rarely think they are beautiful or artistic, but one group in the Philippines has gone out of their way to give them a makeover.
This elaborately decorated wheelchair looks more like something out of a fantasy movie than an aid to those who can't walk.
A lot of people who ride in wheelchairs are usually depressed. No? So, I think it's going to be the Happy Wheelchair Project is something that will make people happy.
A hospital in Manila took dilapidated old wheelchairs and transformed them into something magical.
Since wheelchair is something that is usually utilized by people with disabilities, and differently abled, we thought of coming out with an out-of-the-box idea and making wheelchairs out of it.
St. Luke's Hospital commissioned artists to create the rolling artwork.
It's a bit crazy, and it's a bit, well, it's fun for whoever rides it.
Though perhaps not entirely practical.
To look at, they are beautiful, but to sit in, it's not so comfortable.
Once the exhibition is over, the hospital plans to auction off the wheelchairs, which will benefit rehab patients. Matt Friedman, Associated Press.
And turning back to the Pacific Northwest, employees have been allowed back into Seattle's Jackson Federal Building after authorities have determined that a suspicious package was not a threat. The Seattle Times reports an envelope was left on a drinking fountain on the 4th floor of the building. The Seattle Fire Department's hazardous materials team, as well as the Seattle Police Department's arson and bomb squad, responded at about 10:45 a.m. The 4th floor of the 37th floor building was evacuated for about 2 hours. A spokesman for the FBI said the agency will be responsible for the follow-up investigation. And that's going to do it for us here at iFIBER One News tonight. We want to thank you for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.